out and about Marathon Town with Mr. Marathon himself, Mike Puto.
Hello everybody, Mike Puto, Mr. Marathon. As you can tell by the noise behind us, we're having a good time here, and we're at the Safe Harbor Animal Rescue of the Florida Keys here in Marathon at the Marathon Animal Shelter. We're going to go inside, we're going to talk to Katie and see all the neat things that are going on here at the Marathon Animal Shelter. Come on, join me, this is going to be great. Today we're with Katie, who is the Executive Director of the Marathon Animal Shelter. Katie, thanks for having us on board today.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit how the program operates here at the Marathon Animal Shelter, if you would, please.
Well, we are the contractor that's been hired by Monroe County to provide animal control services between mile markers 16.7 and 70. So we take in strays, animal surrenders, anyone that wants to relinquish their dog or cat. We do have a couple bunnies right now, and we do adoption services for all of the above animals.
How many animals do we have in the shelter right about now?
We have got about 22 dogs and probably about 60 cats.
Okay, now if you mentioned before that if people, let's say, are not able to take care of their animal at home, they can bring the animal over here, if referring to a dog or a cat, and bring it over here so that hopefully you might be able to find a home for it?
Absolutely, yes.
And basically, what services do you provide here?
If an animal is surrendered or we find a stray, we would spay and neuter the animal, vaccinate and test it for disease, microchip it, and put it up for adoption. Okay,
and now I know that the contract that we have with the county of Monroe, to manage the shelter, falls under the auspices of SHARK, correct?
Yes.
And what does SHARK stand for?
SHARK stands for Safe Harbor Animal Rescue of the Keys.
And you do have a board of directors, and we do have a veterinary doctor that's on the board as well, I believe.
We have two vets on the board, one from each office here in Marathon.
I know on your board of directors, you do have a couple of veterinary doctors here in town, and what services do they provide for you?
We would go to them for our spay and neuter.
Okay.
We are setting up a spay neuter clinic right now, which will be hopefully running in the next couple months.
Great.
Until then, we use the local doctors for our spay neuters.
Okay, and of course, do the doctors come in that are here in town, and they, for example, if you have a sick animal, you can take the animal to them, so to speak, so they can take care of the animal and see what the problem is.
Absolutely, we do make sure if there's a slight concern, we'll get them right over to the vet.
Well, and I know that way you're making sure that you don't have any, I guess if I say communicable disease or anything that's here, so that the other animals don't catch it.
Exactly, yes.
Because I noticed that there was, when I was watching TV a while back, they showed that there was some other facilities up in Miami where they had some kind of strep, or there was, it was like a disease that was coming in and all the animals were quarantined.
Right, right. I believe you're talking of the parvo outbreak at the Miami shelter.
Okay.
So what we do is we keep any animal coming in, cat or dog, separate from the others for a period of about 10 days. If there's a question of the parvo disease, we do have the test here. We would test that animal, and it would depend on where the animal came from, whether they would be a threat for parvo.
How do people get involved with the Marathon Animal Shelter?
They're welcome to come visit us anytime we're open, Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. And Saturday and Sunday, 10:30 to 2. We are closed on Mondays, and if there is anyone that would like to come visit or look at the animals during a time we're not open, they're welcome to call us. Our number is 743-4800, and we can set up a time to meet them after hours.
In reference to, let's say, getting in touch with you, you said you do have Facebook?
We are on Facebook under our name, Safe Harbor Animal Rescue of the Keys. Our animals also are listed on petfinder.com.
Okay, and so people can go to petfinder.com and they'll see all of the, as many of the animals as you keep up on a regular basis that are in the shelter.
Yes.
And what does that do? Like describe the animals and say what kind of a dog or cat we're dealing with, pedigree or whatever?
We'll say, let's say we have a dog that can't be in a home with cats or doesn't like other dogs, or maybe no children.
Oh.
It will give you that example. A cat that doesn't like other cats we'll have on Petfinder or Facebook. Yeah.
That's really kind of neat that you all go that far to making sure, because you do want the animal to survive in the home, And of course, you know, a lot of people don't realize, and again, I think that, and you see a lot of this around the community, where somebody will think they're being cute and they're giving a dog or a cat or whatever type of animal to a person as a gift.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, after 3 weeks, they don't want it.
Right.
And
we do try and place the animal in the correct home. We'll also tell how we got the animal.
Right. Okay.
You know, why the owner had to give it up, or if it was a stray, where we found it. You know, what kind of condition it was in.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, I mean, a lot of homework goes into making sure that the animals do get into a good home.
Yes.
And have we had good success, I hope?
We've had great success with adoptions.
Okay.
Yes. We do check out the homes before we do the adoptions to make sure it's
Excellent.
Stable. We check the references, and if they have another animal, we make sure they meet first before they take home a new animal.
Well, that's very scientific.
Yes.
I mean, we want it to achieve, and we want it to do well. We want to go forward and definitely make sure that we do have a good home for these animals, because it doesn't do any good to have the animal come back.
Right. We don't want the animal to come back. We absolutely miss them when they leave.
Sure.
But we want to make sure they all have someone.
You have a great staff here, and speaking of staff, how many people do you have on staff? Let's say, for example, yourself, and then volunteers and that type of that show up.
Most of our volunteers come and walk dogs or
Okay.
sit with the cats, which that's important for the socialization of a shelter animal, to have, the interaction with the people. So we've got about 4 staff members besides myself.
Great.
Yeah, 1 animal control officer.
I had, and the animal control officer covers your districts here back and forth, correct?
He does patrol 5 days a week.
Okay.
Down to mile marker 16.7. Works closely with Fish and Wildlife for dogs that chase key deer or issues like that. So,
okay.
Yeah, and the other 2 days we respond to the calls down south and north, but we just don't patrol.
Okay, excellent. Well, this is really a unique place. I mean, you have a lot of wide open space here for the animals. You've pretty well thought out everything that needs to be done, and I know that a lot of things do need to be repaired around here, and the people can, again, if they wish to make contributions or come out and donate services, getting in touch with you and say, hey, I know you'll need to fix this or fix that, and come in and help out. And again, how do they reach you one more time?
Our Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10:30 to 2, and our number is 305-743-4800. If you were to come visit the shelter, you'll notice there are some dogs in kennels. It's pretty loud in there. But one thing with our shelter is the dogs that are outside during the day in their play yards come in to eat and sleep at night, and the ones inside during the day get to go out in the yards to play for the evening. So no one has to be in the kennel 24 hours, which with being a no-kill is really important, because being in the kennel for a long period can really wear on a dog. So it's important that no one has to be in a kennel very long. We do accept donations and are thrilled when we get anything. Some of the items that we ask for are kitty litter is a main one, and bleach. For the larger items, I'm hoping that one of the gravel companies might donate some gravel for our yards. When you look around, you'll kind of notice it's down to the dirt, and it's a lot more beautiful, I guess, if it's white gravel and you don't see any of the dirt. And for sanitation reasons, it's also good to have the fresh and a large amount of gravel.
Katie, one of the things that's pretty unique about this shelter is we are a no-kill shelter. Am I using the right terms?
You are, yes. We are a no-kill shelter. I'm really proud of that. A lot of places, if an animal comes in, not that pretty, maybe old, a senior, let's say, dog missing her hair, maybe a couple lumps on her, they would consider her unadoptable. And that doesn't happen here. We get her back in her good health, and she maybe will live with us in the office for a while until she gets home. But we are a no-kill shelter. Feral cats that are trapped or brought in, we'll spay and neuter, vaccinate, test, and place them in a sanctuary if we can. Otherwise, they'll just live here with us. Yeah.
Well, as you can see, this is a pretty neat facility. They care about the animals. If you want to get involved here, you already know how to reach her by telephone or come by the Aviation Boulevard here by the Marathon Airport on the Gulf side. And donate your time and your services, and there are a lot of things that can be fixed around here, and if you are really good at fixing stuff, get a hold of Katie because they can always use your help. This is really a neat place. You're interested in getting a hold of a dog, a cat, and every once in a while they get different kind of animals that come in here, and you never know what's available. And I would think that you get in touch with Katie and say, hey, I'm looking for this type of an animal, and she might be able to at least check it out, and if they can find something like that for you, they'll give you a call and you can come pick it up. So they really want to do their best to take care of these animals, and it's really a neat place here. So if you want to get involved, get in touch with Katie. She's behind the airport at the Marathon Animal Shelter. Until next time.